Hi guys, my name is Akshay and I am a manifestation coach. All my contact info is in the description. Today we are going to talk about how to manifest the life of your dreams, the reality of your dreams in a way that is absolutely foolproof and backed by science. Many people are very skeptical about the law of attraction, the law of assumption, manifesting. They think that this is some sort of pseudoscience. However, the concepts that are discussed in manifestation are not pseudoscientific in nature. They are actually some of the most groundbreaking concepts in the history of humans, and they have surprised the brightest minds that ever existed on the planet. Okay, so what we are going to discuss is we are going to talk about an experiment. I'm going to simplify this because I know many of my viewers, being very young, are addicted to TikToks and have the attention span of only 3 seconds. Okay, so probably they are already gone by now, but I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this. Okay, scientists, what they did was they took a screen, okay, with 2 small slits in it, and they took another screen here, okay, which is just a screen, and they fired electrons towards this screen, and the pattern of electrons, since electrons are particles, should be like this, right? They should enter from here. Okay, the electron should enter from here, and then they should go and create a pattern like this, right? Which indicates that they are particles. Okay, however, to their surprise, the electrons formed a wave pattern. Okay, a wave pattern indicates that electrons behaved as waves. In simple terms, a single electron, okay, when fired at this screen, entered both this slit and this slit simultaneously, and that is how this pattern was achieved. So what they decided was, let us observe, okay, let us try to observe how which slit will the electron enter. Okay, will it enter this one or this one? Let us try to observe it. And when they tried to observe it, the electrons which behaved like waves, okay, which behaved like waves, began to behave like particles. So they got the same pattern. The electron went either here or here, and it formed this very predictable pattern here. However, when they turned off the observing device, okay, again they began to behave like waves. And when they turned it on, the particles began to behave like particles. This was very surprising for scientists. It indicated that a particle changes its behavior when it is observed. This is the ABCD of quantum mechanics. This is perhaps the first principle that people learn when they start studying quantum mechanics. A particle changes its behavior when it is observed. When it is not observed, it behaves like a wave. It behaves like a wave. A wave indicates multiple possible outcomes. Because when the particle behaves like a wave, it entered both the slits simultaneously. That is what is suggested. Okay. And when it is observed, it behaves like a particle. It goes either through slit A or slit B. When a particle is observed, it changes its behavior. That is the conclusion drawn from this experiment and many such experiments. Remember, when a particle is observed, it changes its behavior. It's very important that you remember this. So a wave indicates multiple possibilities, okay? So what this suggests is that our universe is full of multiple possibilities. So whatever is possible exists in the universe, okay? There are multiple possible outcomes, but your observation collapses these waves into your reality, okay? Your observation is what determines how you are going to experience the world. I know it's kind of hard to visualize, but imagine you are playing a video game. Okay, so the video game contains multiple characters, many characters. Okay, and you are going to experience the video game based on what you focus on. Okay, so there are, say, 10 choice of characters. There's a choice of multiple characters. You pick character 1. Okay, and then you start playing the game, and there is a house here, there is a car here. If you enter the house, it will create multiple different possibilities for you. If you choose to sit in the car and drive towards the left, okay, that's another set of possibilities. If you choose to drive straight ahead, that's another set of possibilities. So multiple outcomes, multiple possibilities exist within the video game. You are experiencing the game based on what you put your attention on, based on what you focus on. Did you understand that? Okay. Our universe is just like that, but it's scaled up, okay, exponentially, infinitely. It's like a exponentially scaled up version of a video game. Okay, so that is perhaps what Neville meant when he said that creation is complete and you are simply selecting a certain state. Okay, so it is up to you what you choose to focus on. Do you want to focus on poverty? Because it is possible that there exists a poor version of you. There exists a wealthy version of you. There exists a middle class version of you. Whatever you want is possible. It is up to you to select that reality, to manifest it, depending upon what you choose to observe, what you choose to put your attention towards. So if you look around you and you see that a girl and a boy are walking together. Okay, so multiple people, based on the state that they are in, are going to observe the same thing differently. Say there is a person who is like a girl and boy are walking together, right? Of course, like adult man and woman. Okay, he's like, wow, this couple seems to be in love. So nice. Somebody perhaps, they are in a state of lovelessness. They're like, he's going to cheat on her. Okay. He's going to cheat on her. They might look happy now, but I think that this relationship is not going to work out. Somebody who is always experienced rejection will look at the same couple and they will think, oh my God, when will I ever manifest love? I feel so lonely. I looked at this couple and suddenly I feel so perturbed. I feel very disturbed because I don't have that in my life. Similarly, you see somebody driving a very expensive car. Somebody's, based on your perception, you will interpret it. Based on your perception, you will observe it differently. Oh my God, like this car is so expensive, I can never afford it. Oh my God, this is a very cool car. I'm also going to drive it someday. somebody else, who has a better car will say, I have a better one. Somebody might say, oh, this car is bad for the planet. So you are observing the same world differently based on your perception, your attention, your focus. You understand? So if you want to manifest your life, the most important skill that you have to develop is to learn and choose to focus on what you want. Okay, because the moment you are focusing on something negative, you are collapsing those possibilities into your life. You're like, oh my god, like this person, they got betrayed. So you're like, feeling very sad about them, and you're experiencing those emotions and feelings of betrayal intensely within you. That is what your reality is going to look like. If you see that somebody is very poor, okay, very poor, and I'm not saying you have to become stupid and not acknowledge what is in front of you, okay. The idea is, don't focus on it obsessively. Do not become fascinated by poverty. Okay, you can look at it objectively and understand, acknowledge that there is a problem here. If you want to, you can help solve that problem, but you have to be more or less neutral. You have to understand that the world is full of multiple possibilities. Good, evil, everything exists in this world. Okay, so the idea is that you don't have to be, like a very triggered individual. Oh my god, I saw a movie and it was sad, so I'm going to experience sadness into my life. You don't have to be triggered and obsessed to that level, but always remember that whatever you are fascinated by, whatever you choose to focus on intensely, emotionally, feelingly, is going to form the basis of what you want to manifest in this life. So if you see somebody who is sad, try to assign some positive meaning to it, that yes, this person is sad, but when they are going to finally be happy, they are going to value their life and their happiness a lot more, because people who've experienced challenges usually value happiness more. You understand? Even though that is not the ideal scenario, you don't want to experience a lot of sadness only so that you can value happiness, but at least you're assigning positive meaning to it. That is something that you can and should be doing. So you have to, in any situation, you have to focus on the positive, but most importantly, you have to focus on what you want. So if you want to create love within you, then your mind, your body, your heart, your thoughts, your feelings have to be in alignment with love. And you have to create a picture or a scene or a narrative, a story, an affirmation that implies that you have it right now. That you have it right now, that I am occupying the state of love by imagining and enjoying, by telling myself this story of love that is very pleasant and immersing myself in this narrative. I am occupying that state, and that is how it manifests in your external reality. If you want prosperity, you have to imagine and enjoy it to the point of satisfaction, wherein you start identifying in your as a person who's prosperous and abundant, irrespective of what the 3D shows you. Irrespective, so you have conviction in your own identity as a person who's prosperous because you are fascinated by it. You have imagined and enjoyed being prosperous in your imagination to the point of satisfaction. You have done it to the point wherein it feels easy, it feels accessible to you. It does not feel like a far-fetched dream. Okay, so I hope you understand. You've imagined yourself to have this particular job. Okay, say you want to be an actor or a musician or something, and you've imagined yourself in that reality wherein fans are lining up to meet you. They are going hysterical. Thousands of people are screaming your name. Okay, and you have celebrated that sensation within you to the point where it feels very real to you. By doing that, you are collapsing that possibility. You are selecting your state, which reflects in the outer world. Okay, you are selecting your state, your identity as a person. Manifestation is nothing but transforming your identity. Okay, you have chosen to be that person who is known and loved by millions. Okay, and you have taken that feeling and you have stepped into it. You have experienced the wholeness of it. That is what decides what you are going to experience in your external reality. That is foolproof in nature, more or less. Remember, you have to attach yourself to the feeling of receiving it, not to the feeling of longing for it. This is what many people do. Oh, I want to be an actor. Someday I'm going to be that person. Oh, but now I don't know how. No. You have to become that person first. You have to start identifying as a person, as that person first. You have to start identifying as a person who is abundant, as a person who is loved, who is charismatic, who makes people lose their mind. I mean, in a good way, who makes people think about you in a very romantic way, like smile to themselves when they're thinking about you. This is how you create your dream reality, and this is mentioned everywhere in many stories, in many folk tales, in scripture. I think in the Bible it says, if you want something, believe that you have already received it. So it means that you are occupying the state of receiving it, and then you will get it. I think in Hebrew, the name of God, Yahweh, okay, it simply means to be. To be. So this information that I presented to you, I hope it was useful for you. I presented it today from a scientific perspective, but it exists in many forms, in the form of little lessons, in the form of folk tales, in the form of stories. It exists in many forms. It's up to you whether you decide to pay attention to it. Okay, and I hope that today's video was useful to you. You derived some value from our interaction today. If you like the video, please hit like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Unleash the power within you, and remember that if I said it, I already did it. Thank you.